Well. It would appear that this market is not slowing down in the slightest. Now, I've made a million videos about the market, so I'm going to get straight to the point. Sword and Shield is having another leg up. It just is. It started off with Evolving Skies. A couple of days ago, I was going by my day, and I noticed that Evolving Skies went up from about 3k to 3.3. I saw a couple sales, and I was like, oh, that's weird. And then a mate of mine messaged me, and he said, hey, dude, well, okay, I don't know why I said a mate of mine. Someone just commented on my video. I don't know why I said a mate of mine. He didn't even message me. He just commented on my video, but anyway. He commented and said, dude, check the price in Australia. It's going for a lot. It wasn't really going for a lot elsewhere, but hey, it was still had a bit of a leg up here. Lo and behold, now Evolving Skies is actually going crazy, and you know how I know that's going crazy is not only there's sales on eBay for a lot. Like if there's one or two sales for like $500 more than what it usually goes for, usually those people are kind of just FOMOing into it, and maybe it doesn't exactly go for that price. But you know how you know when it's really going up is when people on Facebook panic. Oh boy, that's my favorite. My favorite is watching people panic. They're scrambling to buy it. Dude, you could have bought Evolving Skies for 2.5, 2.6, 2.7 for the longest time, and now that it's like $3,500, you want it all of a sudden? How does that work? And I've already seen like 4 posts today of people saying they want to buy Evolving Skies, and it's like, dude, you could have bought it for a good while. Like, okay, but hey, we just naturally see that. I actually said in my video that I uploaded yesterday, I actually said how I believe that Evolving Skies will be 4K by the end of September. Shit, it could be 4K by the end of August. Who knows? It could. I mean, it's just going crazy right now. But we've got a couple slabs that have absolutely exploded in value. The main Grails, and I've gotten the data, and I'm here to present them with you. So, in case you're not aware, in order for booster boxes to go up, generally the slabs have to have a bit of a rally. And that's what they've been doing. Slowly and silently, the top chasers have been going up. They have been trickling up slowly. And now people are noticing that. People are making videos about it. Nostalgianomics made a video on how these booster boxes are starting to creep up, and a lot of the singles are starting to shoot up as well. And yeah, these are going crazy. Some of these singles are just doing amazing. So for anyone who doesn't know, about 4 months ago, all the Sword and Shield singles went crazy. They all went up like 100% in a month. But naturally, because it went up so much, it did actually dip by a lot. The Umbreon peaked at like 5.3k or something like that, and then it dropped all the way to like 3.5. It was like a 2k drop. Mate, that thing is making a comeback better than ever. So, got the numbers, let me present them. So, first of all, Umbreon. Now, this is all within a 3-month window. So after the boom of singles, which was about 4 months ago, the month after that was just really sad for Sword and Shield singles. They dipped a lot, which is fine. They retraced downwards. But now we're looking at from their bottom to now. So the Umbreon, as a PSA 10 in AUD pricing, the Umbreon went from $3,200 to $4,100. That is a 28% swing upwards. That's pretty ridiculous. And the app that I'm going based off to get these prices, it's actually Collector. And Collector is usually about a week delayed. Great example is Evolving Skies is selling on the low for $3,300, now on the high for $4,000 a booster box. It's about that range. You'll probably get about 3.4 for your Evolving Skies booster box. It still says it's 3.1, so you do have to give us some time, especially if there's large swings within like a couple days. But still, you can still see a huge movement upwards. And the thing is, with these singles, you can see they're not going up like 20% overnight. It's over months. They're trickling up. And then now everybody's kind of just noticed. They're like, oh, wait a minute, is there going to be another Sword and Shield boom? And I think a big reason why there's a Sword and Shield boom, I think what people have done is people are selling their new Scar and Violet stuff to buy Sword and Shield. I think that's what's happening. Because what people generally do is they jump into a set straight away. They jump into Deseralis, Black Bolt, Prismatic. And I said, like I swear a million times, do not jump into it. You're going to have to wait years before you see any gains. Years. And then after years on end, then you'll finally start to see it go up. What people did was they jumped into it, maxed their credit cards, and now a couple months have gone by and they're not seeing any gains. So what used to happen is a set would come out the gate, it would be retail, obviously, it wouldn't be scalped into oblivion, it would be retail, and what would happen is that people would buy it, and then they would not see any gains for like 6 months, go, get annoyed, sell it, and then forget about Pokemon. This was a very common thing. We saw this all across Sword and Shield, we saw this all across Scar and Violet up until recently. Recently, what people do is they make the same mistake. They buy it early. And I've said it a million times, do not buy it early. You're just going to be wasting months and months. It's just going to be a dead product for ages. Anyways, the thing is, what happens now is people buy it, they wait 6 months, it doesn't move whatsoever. For example, Prismatic Evolutions. If you bought Prismatic Evolutions Elite Trainer boxes a couple months ago, you'd be down on your money, right? I thought it was pretty obvious it was going to go down. I mean, hey, it was like 2.5x its MSRP. That was ridiculous. Of course it was going to go down. But the point is, it goes down, people get annoyed. But now, instead of people getting annoyed, selling it and moving on, what they do is they get annoyed, they sell it, but they buy Sword and Shield. And that's very interesting. So, great example is Destined Rivals, great example is Black Ball, White Flare, great example is Journey Together, great example is Prismatic Evolutions, Surging Sparks. Okay, pretty much just Surging Sparks and onwards. All of these sets are just being dumped right now. Actually, Destined Rivals is going up a little bit, but all the other ones, and pretty much every single item but Destined Rivals booster boxes are just getting dumped right now. And they're all just going right into Sword and Shield. The reason why is because people, I think they just feel more confidence in Sword and Shield. So this is the byproduct of it. This is the byproduct of that security. And you know how I know that's pretty much the case is that 151 is also rallying up as well. Booster bundles are up to about 120 on eBay in Australia. That's pretty crazy. It was only 95 like a couple months ago. That's like a 30% swing upwards. That's pretty redonkulous. That is insane. This is the thing. This is what I've been trying to say for a good while. I've been trying to say, dump your Prismatic, buy 151. If you had listened to me, then you would have dumped your Prismatic. Say you would have avoided losing 30% of value on your Prismatic items, and then you would be up another 30% on 151. You would be saving yourself a 60% swing. That's ridiculous. Now, of course, 151, we're seeing it with 151, but it's mainly happening with Evolving Skies. So let's continue. The Rayquaza VMAX is up from $1,500. Now it's all the way up to 1.9, and there's a couple confirmed sales at like 2.1, 2.2, but yeah, 1.9. That's a 26% swing upwards. That's pretty ridiculous. In 3 months' time, a 26% swing, that doesn't happen without the box going parabolic. And we're seeing the box go parabolic. Question, what do you think is going to happen when the Moonbryon goes from 5k and eventually breaks that resistance? It's at a 5k resistance right now. It's going to break it. Maybe not today, maybe not next month, maybe not the month after that, maybe it's next year. It will break 6k per slab. What happens once it breaks 6k, then 7k, then 8k? Dude, Evolving Skies is going to go parabolic. It's going to go ridiculous. Evolving Skies has this pegs system where the booster box and the Moonbryon has about a 15 to 20% difference. If you open up a booster box, you pull the Moonbryon and get a PSA 10, generally it will be worth 20% more around that range than the booster box. Meaning, if the card is a $5,000 card as a PSA 10, then the booster box will be about the 4K range. We can also see the same thing with Team Up and the Latias and Latias. That's generally how top chasers work once they reach like above 3K. Okay, next. We are seeing the Blaziken. Blaziken hasn't really moved that much. It's gone from $8.95 to $9.50, so it's about a 6% swing upwards. That's honestly not that good, but I mean, look, honestly, it is at the start of its rallying up. So the main 3 sets that are really going up is realistically it's Fusion Strike, Lost Origin, and Evolving Skies. The Giratina is up from $1,800 to $2,400. This is a 33% swing, which is very interesting. And I would actually not be surprised if Lost Origin goes parabolic, goes up a more percentage than Fusion Strike. Fusion Strike is about $1,250 right now. Meanwhile, Lost Origin is actually, I don't know how much Lost Origin is out. I think it's like $750, $800, so it's something like that. I would not be surprised if Lost Origin ends this leg up at like $1,200, and then Fusion Strike ends it at like $1,600. So they both go up 400%. The difference is that Lost Origin is about 33% cheaper, which means that the percentage goes higher. Even though you're up the same amount in number, you're actually up more in percentage because your entry on, yeah, you guys know how math works. The Lugia is up from $900 to about $1,200, which is a 29% swing upwards. So Silver Tempest, it's funny because Silver Tempest is a pretty good set, but it's pretty expensive. Like, I think Silver Tempest is a little bit overpriced because it's only a couple $100 under Lost Origin, but it's like miles behind Lost Origin. Like, it's, dude, that Lugia is, what, half the price of the Giratina, yet the box is like $100 less than Lost Origin. So I wouldn't really be buying Silver Tempest a lot, but look, honestly, I think it's just those main sets, those main 3 ones: Evolving Skies, Fusion Strike, and Lost Origin. We're seeing the same for Sun and Moon. You're not seeing Crimson Invasion go up. You're not seeing Ultra Prism go up, or Burning Shadows. I mean, technically they are going up a little bit, but you're seeing most of the gains in Team Up being a 15k booster box, Unbroken Bonds being like a 3k booster box, Unified Minds being like a 3,500 to 4k booster box, and then you're seeing Cosmic Eclipse, which there was a recent sale for $5,500 for a booster box. So you're just seeing all this money's being dumped from the new stuff into the old stuff. I'm sorry, I don't want to be rude, but here's the thing. There are so many people who make Pokemon investing channels, and some of them just have the most cooked views. I really don't want to be annoying, but this is how I show my credibility, by bringing up when I was right. And actually just bringing up whenever I make a prediction, whether it's right or wrong, I will still mention it. I did say you should not be buying the new stuff. I said it multiple times. I literally made a video, me holding an SBC and a thumbs down. I said, I'm not buying these because they're so flippin' new. Give it a year, give it 2 years, and then let's come back to it. But dude, in the meantime, let's stock up on some Sword and Shield, let's stock up on some 151 and Paldean Fates, because that's where the real money is, because they're going out of rotation or are already out of rotation. So, the question is, what happens now? What's next? Well, what's next is Evolving Skies is probably going to hit 4K very soon, and it's probably going to, honestly, I'd say it's going to stagnate there. I reckon 2,500 USD, 4K AUD, I think that's a pretty fair price. Cases for Evolving Skies, I mean, if you go 4K times 6, it's 24K, but because it's a premium, it'll probably be more like 28K to 30K, so it'll probably be about $28,000 for an Evolving Skies booster box case. Fusion Strike, it's about 1,200 right now. I'd probably say Fusion Strike is going to end this leg up on about 1,500. I don't think Fusion Strike is going to go up a lot. The reason is because Fusion Strike has just gone up so damn much. I think Chilling Reign is going to make a bit of a comeback. Chilling Reign, man, I'm rooting for you, Chilling Reign. Come on, go up. I'm rooting for you. I've been waiting for Chilling Reign to go up. I think Lost Origin is going to do the best percentage-wise in this leg up. The reason is because Lost Origin has just... it's a little bit underrated, to be honest. I think Lost Origin is pretty underrated, but also the Giratina is actually a tad bit more expensive than the Gengar, which is pretty interesting because it's like, yeah, once again, it's like $400 less. I know it doesn't have the Espeon VMAX and all the other, VMAXs, but still, it's still a really solid set. So, yeah, that's going to be pretty interesting to watch all of that. Now, if you're going to comment and say, hey, what should I buy? What's the go from here? I would say buy 151. You know why I'd say buy 151? Because the same thing is going to happen to 151. 151 and Paldean Fates, they're going to have this massive leg up in like 6 months' time where they're going to go up a lot, and then people are going to be panicking. Like, you can see panic. You can see people panicking. Like, I've seen 4 want to buy Evolving Skies posts today. If you're not aware what a want to buy post is, I really should not say this without telling you what it is, because I know a lot of people wouldn't know what it is. But basically, on Facebook, what people do is when they're after a product, they'll make a public post saying, hey, I'm looking to buy this. Generally, you can gauge how much volume and how much demand there is for an item based on how many want to buy posts there are. But when you see none for weeks on end, but then you see 4 in one day, it kind of goes to show you people are panicking because they can see it's going to go up and they're quickly buying it. This is where people get their orders cancelled because the sellers realize they can sell for more. This is where buyers try to buy it off people who didn't realize that it's gone up. This is where people try to quickly use coupons and discounts to get the cheapest price possible. This is a complete shit show. This is where it gets a little bananas and it gets a bit crazy. So if you're thinking about buying now, I'm really seriously going to have to advise you. I'm seriously going to have to advise you, stop buying when everybody wants to buy it. Buy it when it's quiet. Stop buying when the market is going crazy. It's actually really, really annoying. Like, I actually cannot believe how many people just wait till the last second. It's purely what procrastination is. They're procrastinating buying Fusion Strike, Lost Origin, Evolving Skies, and now they want it. Man, I know someone who's been saying to me he's going to buy Evolving Skies when it was 2K a box. He's like, yeah, I'm going to buy it. Goes to 2.5. Yeah, I'm going to buy it. Goes to 3K. Yeah, I'm going to buy it. Goes to 3.5. Yeah, I'm going to buy it. Like, dude, come on, get a grip and just buy it. Like, you're actually almost up 2x of your money if you just bought it when you said you were going to buy it. So, if you're looking at this and you're thinking, what should I do? Should I buy it? My advice to you would be just take a step back and really actually question your investment plan. Actually question your plan. You need a plan. I'm planning. I bought a couple Sword and Shield boxes at not cheap prices. I still paid, like 700 for Fusion, 700 of Lost Origin. I didn't go too crazy on it. My main crazy investment is the Evolving Skies booster box case, which dude, I was up like 6 to 8K on it. Good chance I'm going to be up like 12K once this leg up is done in a couple weeks because Evolving Skies is just that crazy. But if you are looking at this and thinking, should I buy it? Yeah, you really do need a plan. Because you know what my plan is? I'm not thinking about Sword and Shield. I look at it, make a video on it, I talk about it, look at the cards, I go, oh, Gengar's up 10%, I don't care. Giratina's up 10%, I also don't care. I don't care. I have my eyes focused on other thing, and that's 151. I'm actually going to acquire a pretty large amount of 151 in the coming weeks. I'll make a video on it. I'm pretty excited for that. I'm going to acquire like a case of... Actually, I'll show you guys. I'll show you guys when I get it. But yeah, I'm more focused on 151 and Paldean Fates. I'm not really thinking about Sword and Shield, because you know what? Every single time a leg up happens, your opportunity shrinks more and more. It's like a stock. When a stock has an earnings report, when a stock lands a new deal, it lands a new contract, and then the earnings come out and the stock shoots up and does well, your opportunities shrinking more and more. The longer you wait, your opportunity for growth shrinks, because the higher a stock goes, the more risky it gets. So the problem is now you're getting into a really risky territory. If you buy Fusion Strike for $1,500 a boost box, let's just say it peaks at $1,500 in like 3 weeks time. If you buy it at $1,500, your risk is 50% higher than someone who bought it at $1,000. Because guess what? The market is doing really well. I don't want to be all doom and gloom, but there will be a correction sometime. There will be eventually. There's going to be a correction. Fusion Strike goes from $600 to, let's just say, 3K. It's going to correct back down to 2K. Evolving Skies goes from, say, 2K to, I don't know, 6K. It will correct down to $5,000 or 4.5K. It will. There's always going to be a correction. Maybe it's not as big as the numbers I just said, but the thing is there will be a correction at one point. We don't know when, and this is the beauty of it. If you buy now, you're less likely to suffer from the correction. I know people who haven't bought since November. Wow, that's really, really sad. I know a lot of people who just have said, nope, I'm not buying because it's going to dip. You shouldn't do that. What you should do is you should dollar cost average. The market is constantly ticking up. We could be in this hot craze for 6 months' time. Dude, in 6 months' time, Evolving Skies could be $5,000. It could be $6,000. Is it ridiculous to say Evolving Skies are going to be a 6K box in a year's time? That's like a 50% jump from now. It's not really that crazy. So whatever you do, make a decision. Be sharp about it. Don't be stupid. Don't make a decision overnight. Don't be like these people making posts, want to buy Evolving Skies, $3,300. Mate, get out of here. It was 2.7 for the longest time. Now it's jumped up. You want it? That's how human psychology works, right? It's literally just FOMO.